Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Napoleon, and today we're back with another Enlisted video, and today we're going to be covering the Enlisted squads and premium squads. Like with my first video on the Enlisted squads and premium squads, it essentially will cover any squad or event squad I can get my hands on. And today we're going to be covering a premium squad, which is the 1st Panzer Grenadier Regiment of the 1st Panzer Division. And when I meant the 1st Panzer Division, I'm talking about the premium squad of the TZ-45, which also happens to be named after the 1st SS Panzer Division. Needless to say, before we even get started, I have to state that this video has no political connections, nor is it to promote anything. Needless to say, with that said, this video has been made possible for the friends at Discord, meaning that if you haven't liked, subscribed, or joined Discord, I highly suggest that you do. But that said, let's get into the 1st SS Panzer Division, of which Enlisted just calls it the 1st Panzer Division. And we know this is the 1st SS Panzer Division instead of the 1st Panzer Division is because of one of its insignia and the fact that Enlisted's description is very different from the actual 1st Panzer Division, which is also a Wehrmacht division. So that said, let's get on with the 1st SS Panzer Division. The 1st SS Panzer Division, Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, commonly known as the LAH, has its origins as Adolf Hitler's personal bodyguard unit. The formation was established in 1933 as responsible for Hitler's personal security and ceremonial duties. It was considered of a small group of dedicated SS fanatics. Expansion and reorganization over time, the Leibstandarte was expanded and underwent several organizations. It grew from a small unit to a motorized infantry regiment and then transformed to a full-fledged panzer division by the Polish campaign. On the Polish campaign in September 1939, the LAH took part in the invasion of Poland, fighting as a motorized infantry division and saw action in various locations involved in the capture of Warsaw. At the Battle of France, the division was deployed in the Battle of France in 1940. The Leibstandarte demonstrated a combat effectiveness and played a significant role through the breakout of Sedan, the capture of Dunkirk, and the subsequent advance into France. The division was then moved to join the Eastern Front in June of 1941. The LAH participated in Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union, and it fought on the Eastern Front for the remainder of the year, taking part in several major battles, most notably the Battle of Kharkov, the Battle of Kursk, and later on it was sent to Italy. The division was then transferred again as the 1st SS Panzer Corps under the 101st SS Heavy Panzer Battalion, with the other SS division, the Hitler Jugend, and the 17th SS and the Panzerlehr Division. The LAH was then positioned north of the Rive Sedan to counter any possible landing of the area of Pas-de-Calais after they were moved to Normandy, and the first unit would not arrive in Normandy until the Allied invasion, 6th of June 1944. Part of it arrived at the night of 27th to 28th of June, with the whole division taking another full week. By the 4th of July, the 1st SS was now reformed and now consists of the LAH and the Hitler Jugend in defense of the Karpit village and airfield and Allied Operation Windsor. They were then followed by a number of Allied attacks, Operation Canwood and Jupiter. On the 12th of July, the LAH was holding Caen, the 7th sector from the Falsay Road from in the east. During the night of the 14th of July, the LAH was then pulled back to Caen, and after that it will remain on the Western Front. It will also participate in the defense of the Rhine during the final stages of the war. This unit historically was also known to be committing a lot of atrocities. Some examples were, this unit was also notorious for its brutality and war crimes. For its history, the LAH was implicated in several war crimes and atrocities, including the massacre of civilians and prisoners of war. It is associated with the SS and Hitler's inner circle, hence its massive relation to its brutality and war crimes, which is also kind of the reason why Enlisted did not give this unit with its official name, which is the 1st SS Panzer Division, because it will be too controversial, but they still added this unit in, which is interesting. Some examples of this eyewitness accounts is, quote, I have experienced it in Russia at Oral. An MG-42 was set up in the main side of a church, and the Russian men, women, and children were taken into the church. Without knowing of what happened, they were then literally shot immediately with the MG-42, and petrol was poured on them, and the whole place was set on fire. Another example of this brutality and war crimes, essentially, was the May Day Massacre, in which the Americans were essentially just shot by the Germans after they surrendered at the Battle of the Bulge. Very infamous event. Although it had a lot of brutality and war crimes, it was undeniably one of the best units in the German army and the SS. Needless to say, let's go on to the performance. The TZ-45 was known as the Beretta Model 1945, is an Italian submachine gun developed during World War II. The development was designed by Marioni, who also designed the Beretta with the Italian Firearms Company. It was developed in response to the need of a lightweight and reliable submachine gun for the Italian armed forces. The TZ-45 is select fire machine gun chambered in 9 9mm. It features a blowback operation action and an open bolt design. The gun was simple and robust construction with a metal folding stock, a pistol grip, and a foregrip under the barrel. The magazine and rate of fire uses a 600 round per minute and 40 round magazine. The TZ-45 was introduced into service by the Italian forces in 1945, hence its designation Model 1945, which means by the time of Normandy this thing should not have existed. However, due to Italy's surrender and at the end of the war, the TZ-45 was used in limited combat. It was primarily issued to special forces and saw some action during the Italian Socialist Republic's defense, or should I say, the Mussolini's Italy after Italy joined the Allies. Post-war and use after the war, the TZ-45 was remain in limited use with the Italian army and police forces. It also was exported to some countries, such as during the Korean War, but was gradually replaced by modern submachine guns. Overall, the TZ-45 was a well-designed and reliable submachine gun. However, it was just very late in introduction and limited production. That said, the TZ-45 in-game has 9mm, as we should expect, 6.8 hit power, which is not that bad, muzzle velocity 400 meters per second, rate of fire of 690, and reload time of 3.2, vertical of 28, horizontal of 16, 40 round magazine, as like I said. Some squad perks that you should really get and suggest getting is minus 40% horizontal recoil while standing, which is very good in my opinion, plus 75% mid-impact usage speed, which is also very good. And notice that you can't get vitality, so that's a bummer. But that said, let's get on to should you get it, and in my opinion, it really depends on the two things. Did you get the MP43? Or should I say the STG? If that answer is yes, then don't get this. If you're starting with the squad and Axis Normandy, which is basically me, I suggest that you actually get this thing, because this is a better version of the MP40, and in my opinion, the Italian version of PPS given to the Germans. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And like I said with the PPS and PPS 43, this is very, very good at close quarters and medium to short ranges. Needless to say, this is very, very good in terms of the early game, and I will say even the mid game. But that said, if you have the MP43 or the STG, highly suggest that you use that. Don't get this, and that's that. This squad comes with 4 assaulters, 1 engineer, of which all of them equipped with the TZ-45. My suggestion is that you give all these assaulters with ammo packs so they can use, while you give essentially the engineers grenades of whatever type you may choose. But that said, that is all it for this video. This is the TZ-45. Comment on the comment section down below of what do you think of this unit. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.